Hello and welcome to Entertainment Tech News, live from Citytech. I'm your host, Amar Santos. Now we're back with our ongoing story on the construction of the Gravesend Inn Haunted Hotel. Now, we weren't here last episode. Here's a quick refresher on the history of the Haunted Hotel.
The Gravesend Inn has been a staple of New York City's Halloween culture since 1999. Last year alone, the hotel had over 6,000 visitors. The New York Times placed the Gravesend Inn among the top 10 best Halloween attractions in the city, run and maintained by Citytech students studying entertainment technology. Under the supervision of industry experts, they've been putting together an attraction far more technologically advanced than one would expect from a college campus. The audience unknowingly triggers the show control system as they walk through the attraction. This enables sound, lighting, video, and animatronic effects. The hotel is so impressive that industry professionals come to visit and enjoy the technology behind the theme park.
Now, Professor John Huntington designed the networking on the Haunted Hotel, and Professors Norma Lee Chardoff and Chip Scott were the content creators on the hotel. They both retired just last year. Now, this year we have a new director on the Haunted Hotel, and his name is Todd Robbins. Welcome to the show, Todd.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you.
So, Todd, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I have a background in theater. I also have an extensive background in popular entertainment, kind of arcane forms of entertainment, sideshow and magic. And with the magic side of things, I've also done a lot of kind of darker things, seances, theatrical seances, done a number of haunted houses through the years, and did a show called Play Dead off Broadway that I wrote with Teller of Penn and Teller, and had a TV series on Investigation Discovery called True Nightmares. And that was fun because it had a kind of a Hitchcock and Rod Serling kind of Twilight Zone feel to it, and that as the host, I kind of flowed in and out of the scenes. And it was just lovely and creepy.
So would you say that your background in horror-themed works helped you come up with new ideas for the Haunted Hotel?
Oh, very much so. I have an appreciation for this, and I also just like scaring the shellac out of people. So, and we're doing some fun things in the hotel. People have come in years past, to come this year, because we're making a few changes. We've expanded upon a few things, and if you haven't seen it this year, you haven't seen the Gravesend Inn Haunted Hotel.
So what's like new that you can tell us about the Haunted Hotel this year?
Well, every year we like to kind of freshen things up a little bit. Norma and Chip did such a really wonderful job in setting it all up. And this year we want to emphasize the sort of backstory and give you a little narrative that leads you through the hotel. And the backstory is that this cursed hotel was built on Native American land that had been doomed, cursed by this evil spirit. And when they built the hotel, from the very beginning, it was just nothing was right. It was all evil. And so when you enter the hotel, you discover that you're sort of trapped there. And you can't go back, you have to go forward. And there's this wonderful Native American woman character that explains all to you very briefly, and they try to help you go through so that the evil spirits, the voice of which you will probably recognize because it's mine, that's trying to steal your soul. She's trying to protect you as you're going through and avoiding being trapped forever in the Gravesend Inn.
So with this new narrative, is there new technology that's involved with presenting that?
Yes, every year we're trying to put in something new that is a little bit of a challenge to the students, and also it just enhances the experience. This year we're playing with the audio side of things and doing a few new things, as I mentioned, this kind of narrative that takes you through, so you'll be kind of guided through the experience.
So when you say that it's a new challenge for the students, it's the students working on the hotel, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's a great thing. That's really what this is all about, as opposed to the other haunts that you'll find in the city. This one is really hands-on. It's built by the students, supervised by the instructors, but everything is really done, and it's a really great chance for the tech students to build something. And also, it's so much fun for them to kind of sit back and just see people go through this and have the time of their life and just be scared witless as they go through the halls of the Gravesend Inn.
So the haunted hotel, would you say it's like it's for older people, or is it more for younger people?
The great thing about this is that it's not gory. It is not like Blood Manor and some of the others that go for slashers and people, clowns chasing you with chainsaws. That's not what we do here. This has much more of a kind of creepy ambiance, and there are a number of scares in it. Because the way it's structured, we can get kids 11 years old and up coming through. There's a little something for everyone in it.
Would you say that? Would you say that like people of all ages could enjoy?
Oh yes, very much so. Because that's the fun thing about it, is that it's a little more theatrical than other haunts and stuff like that. And it's great because instead of just terrorizing people, we're playing with their thoughts and anticipation and fear, and we go through all kinds of like fun things like that. So it's quite. As a matter of fact, can I play with your thoughts for a moment? May I do a little something? I know this hasn't been rehearsed or anything, but I'd like to do something if I may, okay?
All right.
Hold out your hands, and a little higher so we can just make sure see. And then close your hands. And Amar, we haven't known each other for very long.
No.
I'm going to ask you a very personal question. Amar, do you believe in voodoo?
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, that's interesting because you thought about it and you said you don't. Voodoo exists, but a lot of people think it's all psychological. There's nothing paranormal, nothing supernatural about it. It's all about putting a thought in someone's mind. And the way voodoo practitioners do this is with a icon. The most famous icon, of course, is the voodoo doll, but there's other ways of doing it. It can be a picture of a person. It could be even something as simple as this little drawn hand. Matter of fact, since you don't really believe in this, just lower one hand. And just relax that and keep that hand closed. Don't let anyone in, don't let anyone out, because I'm going to put a thought in your mind that there's some sort of mystical bond between this paper and that hand of flesh. That whatever happens to one happens to the other. So the question is, oh look, and it's gone deep. It's gone deep. You can see that thought has gone very deep. And so the question is, what will happen to that hand of flesh if I take a nice hot match and touch it to this hand? Oh, look at the eyes, look at the eyes. What will you feel with that hand of flesh if I take this hot match and touch it with this hand of paper? Will you feel a stinging pain, a subtle warmth, or perhaps nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
Really? That's interesting because you could all see that the thought went very deep. His eyes widened. And sometimes when a thought goes that deep, well, it can affect people in ways they're not even aware of. Open your hand. Look at it. So that's what we like to do at Gravesend Inn. We like to play with people's thoughts, and instead of just kind of creeping, instead of just terrifying them, it's all about kind of having some. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make an ass of myself there, but about playing with the kind of the psychological side of things. And so that's why it's so much fun and different than any other haunt in the city.
So,
yeah, I could tell you how I did that, but then I'd have to kill you, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. No. So, and so that's like I say, that's the charm of this, and that's why I'm very happy to be part of this. And the great thing about it is that there's only so much that can be done each year. So we have kind of sort of mapped out things that we're going to be doing from 5 or even 10 years from now. And so every year it's going to be evolving and changing and expanding the experience. So this is a lot of fun. And we invite everyone because it's going to be a hoot. Simple as that. Yeah. So there you go. Do you have any other questions about it? It's and the thing about it is, I just should add that unlike a lot of the haunts that have dozens and dozens of people dressed up, there's only a handful of live performers in the haunt, and the thrust of this is the technological side, because this is Citytech. And it really gives the students a chance to kind of try out new control systems and effects and lighting and sound and things like that. And there's also, I don't want to give away too much, but when you go to the Gravesend Inn, you have a chance to kind of go through it, experience it in another way after you come out of it. And you'll understand when you come and visit us.
Well, thank you again, Todd,
My
for
pleasure.
telling us all about the haunted hotel and you know, for the
and
magic room.
freaking the heck out of you. Yeah.
Well, on screen soon you'll be able to see the dates and times of the haunted hotel when you'll be able to visit it.
Yes.
And thank you again, Todd.
And would it kill you to come and see the Gravesend Inn? Well.
Well, this has been Entertainment Tech News. I'm your host, Amar Santos, and our guest was Todd Robbins. We hope you have a nice day, and we'll see you for the next episode.